Well, the global deal is directed to the promotion of social dialogue. And that's something, by the way, which the ILO has done for 100 years. It's the way we do our work. So, not surprisingly, I attach enormous importance to social dialogue. I think we've seen over the years that social dialogue is a tremendously important instrument with a proven track record of problem solving at the world of work. It brings people together in consensus-based solutions, and this is what the world of work needs, most particularly at a time of transformative and rapid change. We're dealing with the effects of climate change, we're dealing with this fourth industrial revolution, we've got demographic transitions. More than ever, we need social dialogue to be expanded, and that's precisely what we can do in the global deal. So I really hope that more are going to come on board.
To be a partner is to contributing to a global economy that works for everyone. It's so important now that we make sure that all workers, enterprises, societies can benefit from the global economy. That is possible, but it's not happening today. We have too many people that are afraid of changes, and we need people to be confident for the future.
The UN Global Compact decided to become part of the global deal from the very beginning, because among the 10 principles that the compact is founded on, 4 of them are actually related to the labor principles and to ILO. So it was a very natural step for us, and it has been a great pleasure to be here today and see how the whole thing is developing. Partnerships across the world is a prerequisite for the Sustainable Development Goals to become a reality. So I'm a great believer in partnerships. They can take many shapes and forms, but I think definitely between a company, its own workforce, the governments, there's a very important fundamental partnership there.
In fact, it appears during the meeting we had with all these partners that one of the main strengths is sharing experiences. In fact, how do you do business? How do you do social dialogue all over the world? Because the members are based in France, the headquarters are based in France, but most of the company, most of the business, they are global companies. And they share the same issues, the same difficulties, the same question when they do business abroad. And so it's a very good place, I think a unique place, which did not exist before, and this is a clear asset for the global deal, to share our experiences. It's a great benchmark place to understand what are the different culture, what are the different kind of union, different kind of legislation. If you have difficulty, how do you face this difficulty? So it's a problem-solving place between all the business in presence of our partners, which are union and also a global organization like OECD, ILO, and the Global Compact.
Systembolaget feels that we have developed good collaboration in the supply chain. You know, we have producers, there are sub-suppliers and so on, and also now taking steps to really reach out and work with the local trade unions. But here at the Global Deal, we get to access a much broader network. We get to learn from other businesses, other trade unions, and also importantly, we get access to and discuss with the politicians. And global deal means that there's also global reach. And I guess in our case, we can't get enough of global exposure and global dialogue.
Well, our involvement in the global deal is critical in a sense that South Africa is widely recognized as an important player in the global labor market issues. South Africa is a member of important bodies such as the ILO, the G20, BRICS, where topical labor governance matters are discussed. We hope, therefore, that our continued position and privilege of being a global deal partner will strengthen our standing in the global affairs, attaining the objectives of the UN Global Agenda 2020.
Strengthening the social dialogue between the social partners, of course, but also with the societies, means that everybody can contribute in developing our societies and the labor market, our enterprises, as well as our authorities. So if everybody, the more that are included, the better result we will have. So strengthening social dialogue will mean a better future for employers, the employees, and the whole society.
The global deal has to be an evolving matter, an evolving challenge. There are different ways in which I see it evolving over time. One is to have more members, to have a more representative mix. We don't have to have, universal membership, but we certainly want to have a global membership that is representative of the different parts of the world, geographically, but also different types of countries. You also need to have more companies. Now, there are hundreds of thousands of companies around the world, and you don't aim to have them all. But you aim to have a representative group of companies that will then be able to work on standards, and that by adopting the standards themselves, they set up the example. I can imagine that at some point in time, it can be used like a brand of quality, like saying, we're a global deal company, or, we're for social dialogue. Because in the end, the global deal is about well-being. The global deal is about achieving a higher level of well-being in our societies. And that has many chapters and many areas and many ways in which you can approach it. If we only focus on productivity or growth, and we do not focus on having a fairer society, one that gives better chances to people, that we will miss the opportunity. And this is how I see the future, the immediate future, but also the medium-term future.